Hey, Shadow, what's up? Crap! Man, you always bring the crap. What's crap? Hang on, I'll be right back. You're in charge. Keep everybody in their seats. All right. Hello, everybody. Stepped out for a second because I forgot a battery pack to light this thing up. I want to light it up. Thought you guys might enjoy that. So, well, I got to find the other light thing for it. But, uh-oh, that doesn't look good. What's going on? That's weird. It's working on the other battery. What's the matter? What's going on? What's going on? Well, that's weird. Hang on. Something's not right. Where is... Oh. Let's try this. All right. That's weird. How about maybe this? Let's give this a whirl and see what happens. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay. So, for effect, let me do this. There we go. Look at that. Now that's a plane that lights up. Yeehaw! All right. So who's all here? Man, we got a lot of people here. Holy crap! Sorry about that. Let me get with you guys. All right. So Jeff in Lower Alabama. What's up, Victor? Shadow Ops. Argered in. All right. Good to see you, man. EQ, how you doing, man? Yeah, you're not the only one that can light up an airplane. Who else here? Let's see. It's all out of whack. Yeah, that's it. All right, I think I got everybody. If you're not, hey, if I didn't call your name, hey, Randy, what's up? How you doing, man? Rando Vision. Yep. Yeah. So if I didn't call your name, raise your hand. Is Brad in here? I saw him in Jeff's show. Litz, what's up? Good to see you, man. So yeah, here's the RV8, the mini RV8, with my custom orange nose and stripes down the side, and then the stock decal sheet that's comes on it, which you can probably see some of it anyway. Yeah. Anyway, so it's ready to fly. It's all done, ready to go. I'll let you know, Augered in. The big one flies fantastic. I haven't flown this one yet. This one, Greg Rowland crashed this at Bigfoot. So I gave him $70 for the oar, and then he gave me the rest of the airplane minus a ESC and motor. So I bought a fuselage and a cowl and cut the old one apart and got all the parts out of it and put this one all back together, and it's got the oar in it, and everything checks out. Everything's perfect. Just need to go fly it now. Yeah, I love the big RV8. Everybody I've talked to that has this, and I mean, pilots that know what they're talking about don't like this plane. They don't think it flies very good. So, but I don't know if these are 3D pilots, so I don't know if they mean it doesn't 3D very well or if it doesn't fly very well. So I don't know, but we're gonna find out. But I found out what was wrong with it, why Greg was having so much trouble with it, and I fixed it. So we won't have that problem. He wouldn't have caught it. I didn't catch it. I took this whole plane apart and painted it and put it all back together and reset everything and had to put the aura in it and hooked everything up, bound it to my radio, ready to fly. And it wasn't until I had it all trimmed out and one aileron was just slightly out of trim mechanically. So I undid the screw to mechanically adjust it, and the whole aileron, the inner two, there's three hinges not on the aileron but on the flap. There's 3 hinges on the flap. The 2 inner hinges were not glued, and the whole aileron lifted up about a 1/2 inch, easy. which if it was doing that to Greg in flight, well, that would explain why it wasn't behaving very well. You know, if it decided to do an aileron or a flap shift in the middle of the flight, it would definitely make the plane do stupid shit. And that's what he said it was doing. So, wow, a bunch of people jumped in now. Wow, look at this. JCB, Michael Bear. What else? Who else jumped in? Yeah, we're up to 15 people. Wow, good job. I think I got everybody else yet. Bunch of lurkers. That's okay. Lurk is fine. So anyway, so that explained why Greg was having trouble with it. And like I said, he didn't catch it. I didn't catch it. I put the whole airplane together and I didn't catch it. It wasn't until I adjusted that one flap that I found it. And I was like, oh my God, no wonder this thing flew shitty. So thank you there, Jeff. I appreciate it. Spike that like, guys. Take a word from Jeff in Lower Alabama, man. Spike that like. So you guys, somebody's sending me a lot of love. I see the hearts. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. So Don, hey, good to see you, man. Keith, hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Who else to come in here? Let's see. So yeah. So anyway, so I think I'm gonna go fly it tomorrow. It's no longer a 6S bird. Yeah, my favorite female stalker. It's a 3 or 4S bird now. I have a very old QQ that needs a little repair. It's still a good airplane, but I borrowed the motor and ESC out of it to put in here because Greg kept the motor and ESC, and so now it'll fly on 3S, 4S, just fine, and all the lights, and so it'll be a good night flyer. So there's barely any outside light shining on this. What you're seeing is, I'll show you the difference. I'll unplug the lights so you can see just how bright this plane is, because it's pretty dark in here without this. There is a light overhead, but it's not going to really light things up in here very well. Most of the light's coming from the plane. So yeah, you see how it now the camera readjusted. So yeah, you couldn't see me or the background before. Now you can. Now you can. So, and the green screen's not working because there's not enough light. So, all right, let me plug that back in for a minute. All right, come on. Not holding my mouth right. There we go. Yeah, so that's so you can see the row lights here in the tail, on the horizontal also, and then the leading edge of the wing on both sides, and then the whole fuselage lights up. You know, it's just the whole fuselage is just glowing. So yeah, it's a really easy to see in the dark airplane. Yeah, exactly, Shadow. 4S batteries are way cheaper than the 6S. And it flies on, if the original one was 6S, you're supposed to fly it on like a 1300 6S. Well, this would be the only airplane. I'm not going to buy batteries dedicated to one airplane. I ain't going to do that. So that's why I never wanted this plane in the 6S, because I just don't want a 6S bird this size. This is the same size as the QQ, and it flies all night long on 3S, so why would I need this on 6S? So yeah, I'm sure it'll fly just fine. Yeah, I'll have to wear sunglasses at night. Yeah, right, David. David, hey, what's up? So yeah, it's so I'm looking forward to flying it. It's we'll see how it does. I spent another 5 hours balancing the prop, so we're good. Well, Bill, what's up? Yeah, well, I don't have anything. The only thing I have that flies on 6S are my jets and my big airplanes like the RV-8, the Carbon ZT-28, that stuff. And they fly in 5,000, 6,000 packs, not a 1,300. So yeah, I'm not buying a 1,300 6S for $60 to fly this. So if I'd have bought this thing new, I would have taken the 6S motor out of it anyway and put a 3S motor in it, because I just wouldn't have done that. So I'm probably going to add the spotlights anyway. I think I'm going to take the spotlights, another set of them, that like what's on the RV-8, the big RV-8, and put them in the corners of the horizontal here, and then and let that light up the rudder, because there's no lights in the rudder itself, so I can have a spotlight shining on the rudder. So I think I might do that. Well, it depends on which ones, what you're flying in your drone probably aren't Shadow, but they're probably not 100C. Oh, they are 100C. $40 for two? Where are you getting these batteries at, Shadow? Yeah, where are you buying these batteries? I don't know what Black Series. What is that? China Hobby Line has batteries that cheap? Wow. I didn't know that. The Flex is getting $50, $60 for their batteries for this. And that's what I was going by. When you put this in your cart, they list batteries that you can buy with it, and they're way more expensive than what you're paying. So anyway, I thought I'd share this with you. We'll turn the lights off for a little bit. I don't want to. This battery's at storage charge, and I don't want to kill it. But I brought 4 packs, so we'll run it a little bit tonight on all the packs, and they'll be fine. So let me turn the regular lights back on, so I'm not sitting in the dark. Uh-oh. I think it's all right. Okay, let me turn these lights on. There's one. And there's the other. So it's pretty busy today, guys. My old shop where I used to do the show from. I haven't had lights in that shop in almost 2 years, and I thought that the fuse panel blew the breaker, and but I did a little testing. The lathe had power to it, and one of the sockets had power to it. So I started checking around, and most of the garage still has power. It's just where I had the lights plugged into a switch. So maybe the switch went bad. I don't know. So I hung 2. I got the front lights working, which are regular fluorescent tubes, and then I put 2 of these LED lights in the back of the garage where I used to do the show, and that lit it up pretty good. I can actually go out there at night now and get something done, because that place is a mess. I haven't touched it in 2 years, so I really need to go out there and clean things up. Because there's still a bunch of airplanes over there. I need to get those over here. So Yeah, Air EQ. I saw that site. Yep. Yeah, I got the HRB Reds for about the same price. I actually it was 113 for two 100C 5200s because they had the XT90 plug on them. And I'm like, okay, I'm all right with that. Here's one of them right here. Yeah. So I got two of these for 113 bucks. So I bought two twos. So I got four of them at 113 bucks. So that's what 226 for four batteries. And so far I love these things. They're just doing fantastic. And then I had to pay a little bit more for. Well, no, it was about the same price, but they were 4,000, and they had AC5 connectors. So I bought four of those also. Okay, so let's see what else. So just a quick reminder, guys, for those of you that are interested, I'm not going to hype on it. Oh, it's still in the truck in the trailer. The FMS Jimmy, the little 12 scale crawler, normally $249. It's on sale again for 99 bucks. So if you missed out the first time and you're thinking about, I ordered another one today. I have a second one coming. At that price, I had to, you just can't pass it up. It's too good a deal. So I ordered another one of those. So if you were thinking about a crawler, you missed out on the last bunch, they're back again for 99 bucks. They also have that granite truck, which I also have two of those, on sale for 99 bucks. It's normally 150, and both of them come with everything, guys. It comes with the battery you run it with, and a charger, the truck, the radio, and I believe if one or not both of them even comes with batteries for the transmitter. So they're really, everything is in the box on these two for 99 bucks. So you'd have a pretty fast, not a rocket ship, but pretty fast basher truck, 10th scale, and a crawler, 12th scale, for 99 bucks a piece. So if you're thinking about it, missed it the last time, here's another stab at it. Get them while they're hot. Really great. Both those vehicles are great. I love both of them. They really are fun. And for 100 bucks, and you get the battery and everything, so you can't go wrong. All right, so let me share some new stuff that was released today that you may or may not have seen. Let's go here. And, hang on, let's do it this way. So let me go down here. And where's my window capture? Well, I guess that's it. Okay. So let me bring this up. So Banana Hobbies released a new otter today, and it's an unbelievable, guys. So I'm going to put this up and I'll scroll through the pictures for you. So this is a 1800 millimeter wingspan. It's got nav lights, landing lights, flaps, comes with the floats, twin motors, twin 60 ESCs, and it's going for a $449 pre-order. That's pretty incredible, guys. So I'll just run through these pictures here. Hang on, let me see if I can get... Yeah, that's not what I want. Oh well, we'll have to go with that. Beautiful bird. So it comes with the landing gear and floats both in the box. Brand new release from X-Fly. Sold at Banana Hobbies. Beautiful airplane. And it's set up for FPV. I don't know if it comes in the box or not, but there's a FPV camera set up that you put inside in the cockpit in the pilot seat to do some FPV flying through it. And that's all. They've already designed that into the make. I don't know if they give you any of that with it. They might give you the mount, but they're certainly not going to give you the camera. So in that shot there, you can see the landing lights right next to the motors. And so it's a pre-order. They're coming in January. I already ordered mine, so I will have one. There's a good look at the wingtip light, the nav light. Just a beautiful airplane, guys. I mean, wow, just beautiful. 1800 millimeter. That thing's going to be huge. Somebody's doing some aerobatics with it, obviously. So it says FPV system not included, but I think what they meant by system is, the transmitter, the camera, that stuff. It might come with the mount, where you would mount the camera. I don't know. But it's available, obviously. If it doesn't come with it, at least it's an add-on if you want to fly FPV. And if you look really close, the camera's in there. There is a close-up. We'll get to it. There's a close-up picture. Right there. You can see the camera in the window there. It's over on the far side. It's a pan and tilt camera, so if you've got head tracking, and there it is again. And then the transmitter's on the roof here. See, in the other picture, the camera's in there, but they don't have the transmitter on the roof. Right there. See, the camera's in there, but there's no transmitter on the roof. Here they got the transmitter on the roof with the antenna. So, obviously, it's not going to come with that stuff, but real nice nose gear. That's pretty stout looking. So, yeah, nice airplane. $449, guys. Can you believe that? That's a great deal. For a plane that big, 1800 millimeter twin, and it's a pre-order $449. So available early January. So I pulled the trigger on that. I already ordered one. Just way too nice. I'm guessing it's 6S, Shadow. That's a guess. It might be 4S. I mean, it could be. The only reason I say 6 is because it's 1800 millimeter. So I assume something that big. But, hey, the King Twin is 4S, and that's a 1500. No, that's 1700. So, yeah, it could be 4S. Let me look and see if it says. I didn't really look to see if it said. Let me look. See if it does say what it is. Probably does somewhere on the page. I just got to find it. Let me go to the specs. Nope, 6S. Yeah, it is. It's a 6S battery. 5,000 to 6,000 they recommend. 6S. So yeah, it is a 6S battery bird. So But yeah, just a beautiful job they did on that. I really, really like it. So. Of course I did. Yeah, Eric, they do. And the reason I said that is, those Spitfires I bought from Hobby King, well, they came with FPV camera setups. Pan and tilt. Here it is right here. I'll show you. So this rig here is a pan and tilt rig. There's 2 servos, and of course you mount the camera up here, and this goes back and forth this way for your tilt, and then there's another servo. It's mounted on a servo for the rotating your head back and forth for the pan. So your pan and your tilt, and it came with the servos and everything. And it even came really. The only thing I did, there's a servo that goes in here, and I'm not sure what that one does, but this is a servo mount here for something. I'm not sure what that's for, but yeah, that whole rig, it's just a foam block with this camera mount mounted to it with 2 servos for the pan and tilt. So Hobby King can add that to an airplane that they were selling for, what did I pay for this? $198 or something for those Spitfires. I'm sure that okay, Eric, what's up?
Here's a picture. We can't see what you're showing us.
What's that?
We can only see the pictures of the new plane.
Yeah, you're right. You can't see what I'm showing you. All right, let me fix that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Yeah, I got to go back to here. Okay, there you go. Now I can show you this pan and tilt rig, and I could go back to, it'd be hard to do that, but anyway, yeah. So it's got 2 wires on it for the 2 servos. There's the camera mounts right on top here. This pan tilts back and forth, and then the whole rig is mounted on this servo that rotates back and forth. So that's your pan, and this is your tilt, and it came with the plane. There's no charge for that. So I don't know if X-Fly is going to do that too or not, but Hobby King, that Spitfire did it. So who knows? We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. That's all. But it was cool that they showed it available for it. That they've been, they already thought that out. Yeah, thanks, Steven. Yeah, that's why Shadow just called me to tell me that. See, I need a producer, somebody to keep me in. Hey, Tim, how you doing? Good to see you, man. So anyway, so that's a new release. They released that today. Big Jim found that and called me. He said they posted it on Facebook. So I'm never on Facebook, so I didn't see it. But he saw it, so he called me, and I think we both ordered it right away. Ken Bird, what's up? How you doing, man? You can't wait to try FPV? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So it's really handy for. Hey, Greg Rowland, what's up? It's really handy for people who can't, are losing their eyesight, because they can use their corrected lenses and some of the, the goggles, and they can see fine, there, and then they can fly their planes around like they're sitting in it. So You know, it keeps them in the hobby. We've got several guys at our flying field that are flying that way because they can't see the airplane in the air. So, but they can see the screen and fly it, you know, through the windshield. So yeah, it's an option. What's on the agenda for tonight? Oh, agenda. Raring to get in. Well, for one, we're looking at Greg Rowland's repaired RV8. And Greg, I figured out what problem you were having. You wouldn't believe it. Oh my God! No wonder it was flying like shit. And you wouldn't have found it because I didn't find it. I'll tell you what I did. You know, I painted the fuselage and I put everything in it. And I mounted the wings on and off 3-4 times. Had the tail on and off 3-4 times before I finally glued it. You know, I got all the lights back in it. Put the aura back in it. Hooked everything up. Got a check. You know, checking all my surfaces. Everything's perfect. I've got low rates, medium rates, high rates. Everything's working perfect. And then, but the only thing was wrong was the right flap was just a hair down mechanically. I just had to adjust the rod. So I unbolted the rod from the horn, and I cranked it in one turn, and then as I was trying to hook it back up, that flap, the inner two hinges were not glued to the flap. So the whole flap just lifted out of the wing about 1/2 inch. So if it did that in the air while you were flying, of course it would fuck you up. But I got to the very end. I mean, I had it all plugged in and everything was working. I got all the way in. I've been working on it for a week, and I never found that problem until the very, very end. So, and there's no damage to it. It didn't take an impact from the hit, you know, the crash. There's no damage to the wing or the flap over here at all, none. But that's what was wrong. The 2 inner hinges. The only hinge that was glued right was the very outer one, right next to the aileron. The 2 inner hinges weren't glued to the flap. And so the flap was actually lifting out of the hinge. You know, just sitting on the ground, it sits perfect. It sits down and looks perfect. You know, and when you work all the controls, it just stays right where it belongs and does everything perfect. But when I lifted it up to put the clevis back on is when I caught it. And yeah, you would have never caught that. So anyway, I'm sure that was what your problem was. You know, so I'll find out tomorrow. I'm going to go fly it. I glued those 2 hinges and it's ready to fly. And I think I'm going to go fly it tomorrow. Yeah, no, I understand that, Shadow. I fly FPV too. I don't need glasses. You know, we used to race them. I've got a race course set up right here on my property. There's a video of it on my channel if you want to go see it. Yeah, I don't fly FPV because I can't see. I fly because it's fun. We used to race. We had racing drones, and we were racing at the old field. And yeah, it was a blast. We had a great time. So, the orange on the tail doesn't match the orange on the nose. I bet it does. You want to bet? Yeah, see, Ken, it didn't show up pulling on it. That's why I didn't find it, neither did Greg, because pulling on it was fine. It didn't pull out. It just like it's hard to explain, but it hinged up. Like if you pulled up on the flap, the hinge would do this as you pulled up on the flap, but it wouldn't pull out. It would just like almost like a Fowler flap kind of setup. And it was just the two hinges on the inside. The outer one was right. So as you would lift up on it, the hinge would just roll down underneath it. But it was in, but it wouldn't stay put. It was moving. So it would allow the flap to lift up a half an inch. And but yeah, and when I pulled on it, it was fine. I didn't get, yeah, I checked that too. I always pull on my surfaces. Didn't show up when you pull on it. You had to lift up on it at the wing to make it fold the hinge out of the flap. Weird. I've never seen anything like that before. So, and like I said, as long as it was sitting here and you were working the controls, everything looked perfect. Now, it didn't do anything stupid that would make you think there's something wrong. So, all right, Paul, stop pulling on it. You're going to go blind. Okay, so let me show you another plane that's available. And most of you guys probably haven't seen this one. And it's another otter. Where do you see this one? You guys are going to love this one. Okay, so this one's available at Flex Innovations. And this is a 2200 millimeter wingspan. 2296, almost 2300 wingspan. This thing is enormous. And wait till you see the night pictures, guys. It's a night version. It glows in the dark, just like this plane does. So I'll roll through the pictures here. So there it is on the wheels. And there it is on the floats. It's got landing lights, just like the other one, right outside the motors. But it doesn't have nav lights, which I'm really surprised. It doesn't have nav lights. But beautiful airplane. There it is on the floats again. And it's like I said, it's 2296, something like that. It's over 2200 millimeters, So it's I think it's 90 inches, I believe, is what that equates to. So 90 inches, guys. That thing's huge. So it's the season to be otter, I guess. So there it is lit up. And if you notice, even the floats are lit. They're kind of dark because they're painted blue, but the light is shining through the floats, the blue floats. So even the floats are lit up. And this also has, if you look in the corners back here, there's two spotlights on it, just like my RV8, shining up on the tail. So, because the tail's dark blue, and they wanted it to be brighter than the floats, so they're externally lit, and they could angle those. I would angle the spotlights up a little bit because the top of the rudder is a little too dark, so I would angle those up to get more of that lit up. But yeah, look, isn't that beautiful? God, what a beautiful airplane. So So the two otters. Now this one's been out for a while. Actually, the day version is available right now. The night version's out of stock because everybody's buying the night version. But yeah, the day version's out of stock, or is in stock. So if you want one of those in the day version, it's available. Beautiful airplane. Yeah, exactly, Shadow. Yeah, hell, it's taller, way taller than me. Are you kidding? That's way taller than me. Yeah, it's a big ass bird. Yeah. You could put it on the roof of the van, Paul. It'll work. Although you might get enough lift off of that wing to get the van airborne, so you have to slow down. Yeah, it's actually an Army. If you look at it, it's an Army paint scheme. It's the isn't that the Golden Knights, the paratroopers? That's Army, isn't it? It says Army on it, in the wing and on the fuselage. So yeah, it's an Army paint scheme, but it's beautiful. What a beautiful airplane. As long as the pilot's lit. Well, we'll get Spencer to fly it. he's always lit. Fred! What's up? How you doing, man? Oh, boss, you already ordered a Flex Otter? Did you really? Good for you, man. That's awesome. I can't wait to see a video on that one. Did you get the day version or the night version? Ugh. Why are there so many mods in here? Because ice cream has no bones. That's why. You got the day version? Yeah. Yeah, if I want the night version. I'm not happy about the $80 more, but I just think the night one's beautiful. And I fly at night a lot, so in for a penny, in for a pound. So when the night one comes back in stock, I'm going to get it. So I'll have 3 otters because I have the E-Flite otter, and then I already ordered the X-Fly otter. And when the Flex gets their night version in, I'll have a Flex otter. So I'm going to be ottered out. I'm going to be all ottered out by the time I'm done. It is a beautiful bird, though. Wow, really pretty. So here's now you got some new people in here. I'll light this up again so you can see what it looks like with the lights on. See, there you go. So yeah, it's pretty lit up, guys. It's if I can, I'll turn this one light off. That'll help. So that's an idea of how bright this thing is. You know, the tail surfaces here and here are lit, and then the whole fuselage is glowing. There's no really any break, like in the wing where you can, and even back here where you can see where the light stops. It doesn't stop anywhere in the fuselage. The whole fuselage is just glowing, all the way front to back. It's just glowing. Even through the orange paint that I put on it, it's glowing right through the orange paint. So, pilot's not lit. That sucks. Yeah, this pilot, he's not even painted. I gotta paint him. I'm gonna paint him. You know, because I'm not a big fan of these white pilots. So I'm gonna paint this one and the one in my the big RV8. I don't know what got on the cowl there, or the canopy. Something in there. Yeah. I don't think that's, well, maybe it is the kind of lit he meant. In any case, he's right. The pilot's not lit. So anyway, yeah. I love these night flyers. They're pretty cool. So looking forward to flying this one. So this comes with this wiring harness. To plug the battery, you plug the balance lead in, and then this wire here, this black and white wire, you plug into a channel on the receiver, and you can turn the lights on and off from the radio just by plugging this in. If you don't want to be able to do that, you don't have to plug it in. But if you want to be able to turn the lights on and off from the radio, you plug this black and white lead in, and into one, an empty channel, and then you can, turn the lights on and off while you're flying. I don't know why you would want to do that, but I'm not turning my lights off while I'm flying. I don't know if you guys ever watched Flight Test, but Josh did that. He was flying around that big Kraken, and he had lights all through the Kraken, and he was flying around at night, and everybody was trying to hit him, so he turned the lights off. So it went dark. You couldn't see it. I don't know how I guess he just knew he was straight level flight and turned the lights off and didn't touch nothing and got to the other end of the field and turned the lights back on so he could see what the hell he was doing. But never got to fly at night. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to fly at night. I do it quite a bit. I've got a couple of recordings. You can go to my channel and watch me flying at night. It's pretty cool. Roach Coach, what's up? How you doing, man? Release the Kraken, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Michael Bear built a couple of Krakens. He covered that one with that yellow vinyl. Man, that thing came out great. Lyndon Stewart, what's up? How you doing tonight, man? So this is the small version of the Flex Innovations RV8. I have the giant one. Now I have the little one. I got both. Haven't flown it yet, so I can't tell you how it flies. I'll let you know. I think I'm gonna go fly it tomorrow. It's all ready to go. So I have a couple of stickers from my RV8, the big RV8, that I might be able to stick on here just for something, you know, add a little color. I got some black stickers that I didn't need to fix the large RV8, so I'm thinking about grafting them onto here. Hey, Greg, I meant to ask you, do you remember if you picked up the right lens cap for the nav light when you went and got the plane? Because the right nav light cap is missing. And I don't know if you got it or left it there. Or, sure, I'd like to get it if I could. They don't sell them separately, so I can't. I'd have to buy a whole wing to get that lens cap. I have a mosquito in here. We might have to fire up the bug zapper. Let me go make sure that door's closed. Hold on a second. Sometimes it doesn't close tight. No, it's closed. It looks closed. All right. So I'm fixing airplanes. I fixed my Bayhawk. I need to replace the nose gear in my Bayhawk, my FMS Bayhawk. I did that, so that's ready to fly again. And I think the next one's going to be my P51, my old Crow P51. That's brand new in the box. I'm going to put that together because it's already mostly together. The fuselage is already done. And I just basically have to bolt the wings to it, and it's ready to fly. So I think I'm going to build that maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, if I don't go flying, or before I go flying. I don't know. We'll see. And I think the next one after that, besides trying to repair the 262, I think I'm going to build the dancing wing biplane, the big PT-17. So I think that's going to be the next one. Okay, so let's see. What else can I tell you about that I found out new? Something exciting. So they have the LED covers for at Bitco for the Dynam P47. Yeah, Eric, I doubt that they'd be big enough. This lens cover here is huge. I mean, it has giant lights on it, and I don't think the Dynam P47 covers would fit. Maybe the yeah, even the my Tiger Cat lens covers wouldn't fit this. These lights are enormous. They're way too big. So even the Tiger Cat lens covers wouldn't fit this. They're really big. Yeah, Ken Bird, I know. That's why I pulled the trigger on it. I completely forgot about that airplane after the original release, and then I thought about it, and I thought, God, I wonder if Bitco still has them, and they did, so I bought it. So that came in just before, let's see, just before Bigfoot. It was a couple weeks before Bigfoot. I was going to try to get it built, but it didn't happen. Too many other projects that I was trying to get done. Then the MB339 burning up didn't help. That really sucked. So a Coke bottle. Well, yeah, but see, the problem is, and I'm thinking of that. That's on my mind. I might have to make a wood plug and then heat up a Coke bottle or something similar and melt it to the shape of that and then cut it out. So I'm thinking of doing that. And the guy that gave me the idea for that was the guy that I showed you guys that flight test Corsair that guy built that was white and blue, and he molded his own canopy because you're supposed to build a white foam board canopy for it, and he wanted a regular clear canopy. So that's what he did. He made a plug out of wood and I think he used plaster of Paris, and got the exact shape and size he wanted, and then he just heated up a piece of plastic from a package of something you buy, something that comes in a package, that hangs on the wall, and he just heated that plastic up and let it melt down over the plug he made, and then when it cooled, he cut it out, and he had a perfect canopy for his Corsair. It came out really nice. So yeah, that'll be my next. If I can't get a lens cap for it, that's where I'll try next. Oh golly. Paul, did you see Greg crash this? Did you actually see the crash or where it crashed? I don't know if you saw it or not. I didn't see it, but I thought maybe you said you did. I wasn't sure. Oh my God, Arma Pits? Oh, okay. Oh, your parts are shipping from Banana? Great. Great to hear that, Roy. That's great. Super happy for you. Just buy the Twin Otter behind me already? You mean the one on the screen over here? This one? Yeah. I'm going to buy it. As soon as the night version comes back in stock, I'm going to buy that one too. But I already ordered the X-Fly one from Banana. But yeah, as soon as that one's in stock, I'm going to order it. I want the night version. I have to back up to see what Fred said? Oh, okay. Oh, the Arma Pits. I get it. Yeah, okay, Fred. Oh my God, Fred. Oh God. I don't know that it was ever in stock. They did a like a pre-release, pre-order on it, and then I think the day ones came in, and they're still in stock. You can get a day. I don't think the night ones came in yet. If they did, they sold out immediately. Yeah, but I'm just guessing that the night version didn't come in yet, because I don't think they're supposed. I don't think they were supposed to get here till mid to late November. So I don't think they would have been here yet. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, they already sold out of them if they did come in. So Big Jim's here. What's up? How you doing, man? Ha 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 ha. There might be a lady watching. You never know. My ex is probably watching. She watches. She's a lurker. I guess she has texted in here, but I missed it. She said everybody missed it the last time she said something because nobody responded. So we all missed it. Maybe Barb. Yeah, you never know. Maybe. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, there's Fred's saying hello to Debbie. So if she's watching, maybe she'll say hello back. If she's watching, she will say hello back. So Paul, did you answer my question or did you hear my question? Did you see where Greg crashed this RV8? Did you see it? I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Man, I had a nap before my nap today. I shouldn't be tired. Yeah, Roach. Yeah, he crashed this one. Yep. I replaced the fuselage and it comes just plain white because you're supposed to put stickers on it, like on the tail here and on the wing. These decals on the wing. It has stickers like that for the fuselage, but the fuselage is supposed to be all white. So I didn't want to buy the decal sheet just to put stickers on the fuselage, so I painted the orange. I taped off the orange and painted the stripe back here, the stripe in the front, the whole nose, and just so I wouldn't have to put stickers on it. And it looks fine because there's a big sticker on the battery hatch right there, and then the stickers on the tail here. So it kind of all just flows together. So I think it looks fine. Well, it's supposed to be a 6S, 1300 6S, Mike, but Greg took the motor and ESC out of it when he gave the rest of the plane to me, and I put a 3S out of a QQ. Thanks, Fred. So I took a 3S motor and ESC out of my QQ, my old one, and put them in here. So this will fly on 3S now. And it'll fly just fine. Same size as the QQ. It doesn't weigh anything. It's light as shit. So it'll fly just fine on 3S. Yeah, it must have gone straight in because there's really no damage on the wings or the tail feathers at all. There's a little bit of hanger rash on them, but no crash compression anywhere. Nothing got crushed anywhere. Everything's, it's got a poke here and a poke there, but yeah, it looks perfect. So yeah, I just bought a fuselage and put it all back together. Yeah, it's not darker. Believe me. What I did, guys, is I took this sticker from the wing. I took it up to Lowe's and had them match the paint. It must look different, but if you were sitting here looking at it, they're exactly the same color orange. I mean, exactly. It matches perfect. They did a great job mixing up the paint. So yeah, it's. I don't, to me it doesn't look darker. I don't know what you guys are looking at that makes it look darker, but if anything, the paint's lighter. Here's a perfect example. Let's do this. Okay, so this is paint, and this is a sticker. Okay, yeah. So this line on the fuselage is paint, and these two on the rudder are stickers. It sure looks like it matches to me. Oh, I guess I have it too high. I'll bring it down. So anyway, yeah, well that's true too, Michael. That's very true. Yeah, depending on what you're watching and on how the colors are set, it could look 3 different shades of orange. But yeah, I took it up there and had to match the paint, so it's as far as I'm concerned, it's close enough. I think it looks fine. It looks good. I'm real happy with the way it came out. Yeah, exactly, Ken. It hasn't had a chance to fade yet. So I did a real quick single coat of Minwax over the orange because it wasn't sticking real well. It was actually peeling off, and I had to like touch it up a little bit, and before I had to touch it up again, I shot a coat of Minwax over it, so it should stay on now. Yeah, it looks darker. Do it over. Okay, Paul, just for you, I'll do it over. Looks totally different outside the tent. It looks good on my TV, but it looks super nice on the on his phone. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's so, and I debated on whether to paint the spinner orange or not. The way it comes, it's got a smaller spinner than the one that's on. That's the QQ spinner, but it's black anyway, and that spinner matches the round section of the nose anyway. The RV8 spinner that's supposed to be on this is kind of blunt, a real rounded blunt spinner, which I didn't really care for. And this one fit because that's the motor and everything came out of the QQ. So, and since the spinner matches the cowl, I'm like, screw it, I'm going to leave it. Oh, you got the canopy today? Good. All right, cool, Roach. Glad you got it. Yeah, that's true. When I Greg Rowland it into the ground, it won't matter. No, I don't think that's going to happen. I figured out what was wrong and I fixed it. So, yeah, it shouldn't crash again. So, yeah, I turned them off. I'll do it again. So this is what it looks like. Hang on a second. I'll turn off the lights. Let me plug this in. I'm really having trouble with that plugging that in tonight for some reason. There you go. Okay, so plug that in. Oh, come on. Well, what's going on with that? There we go. Okay, I'm going to turn off this light, and I'll turn off the other one. There you go. So there is still the light outside the tent that's kind of shining through the roof, but it's pretty dim compared to. So yeah, that's pretty much what the plane looks like lit. So like I said, the fuselage was just plain white foam. There was no paint on it, not a stripe or anything on it. It was just white. And there's LED strips running down the entire fuselage, so everything is lit. And it's even, you can see it's even lit the orange where I painted it. The light's coming through the orange. So yeah, I think it came out pretty good. I'm really happy with it. I wish they'd have put more lights in the wing. I mean, you know, they only lit the first half of it. They could have lit this half too. Like the big RV, the whole wing is lit. Not the surfaces, but the whole wing. They only lit half this wing. And the horizontal stab is lit about as much as they could light because it's mostly elevator. And the rudder, same thing. You know, they've got the rudder in horizontal as lit as much as they could. They didn't run wires out into the control surfaces and light them, but they didn't do that on my other one either. So, but yeah, it's pretty easy to see this in the dark, guys. You know, it's not, you know, flying at night is fantastic because you can definitely see the airplane. So what had happened, Roach, listen, Greg did nothing wrong. He didn't catch it, and I didn't catch it until at the very end. So I had this whole thing apart. I mean, I had to cut the tail off because this glues on. So I had to cut the tail off and then cut all the foam away to reuse the tail surfaces. So I had that off. I had the wings off, everything off. I took everything out of the old fuselage, transferred it all into the new fuselage. You know, put the wings on, took the wings off, you know, just working on it for a week, painting it, the whole bit. And at the very end, I put the oar in it, and I plugged everything in, and then I checked all the surfaces. You know, I bound it to the radio and checked everything was perfect. And I'm like, it's all there. And I got high rates, medium rates, and low rates. Everything was great. But the one flap, the right flap, was just a hair bit. Was it high or low? I forget. It was one way or the other. It was just off about like a turn. So I unbolted the connecting the push rod from the clevis and turned it in a turn. And then when I went to hook it back up, I was holding the control horn on the flap, and the whole flap raised up out of the wing. The hinge was connected, but it pivoted. You can't see me. I'm in the dark. Let me turn the lights back now. So the hinge pivoted down out of the flap control surface, allowing the flap to raise up out of the wing about a good half an inch. So if it did that in flight, yeah, it would definitely screw you up, and the plane would definitely go out of control. And I'm getting that's what happened to Greg. So the hinge is like this, but the hinge was rolling down out of the flap surface when you would put the flap down or up, but push up on the flap. It would roll the hinge out. You know, it wouldn't come out of you could pull on the hinge. It was fine. Pulling on it. But when you lift it up on it, it rotated out of the pocket. And I'm sure that's what was screwing up why it was flying shitty for him, because he kept saying it just all of a sudden it just does something stupid. Well, you know, if the wind caught that flap and made it push up out of the wing, I'm sure it would do something stupid. You know, no doubt about it. So I'm sure that's what it was. And like I said, I worked on this plane all week and I didn't catch it until today. Well, last night when I plugged everything in and made that adjustment to the flap, and I saw it move. I'm like, oh my God, no wonder this thing flew like crap. Yeah, I'm unhinged now. Yep. No, I'm actually rehinged. The hinge is re-glued, so I'm rehinged. Turn on my heart light? I don't know how to do that. Probably, Roach. I would say, yeah, it probably was a manufacturer defect that Greg just didn't catch, you know, because I think he's had this plane for a few months. So if he'd have caught it right out of the box, he probably could have got them to take care of it. You know, they probably would have sent him a new wing or something. But yeah, you know, I know he said he'd been flying it, and every time he flies it, it keeps doing something stupid all of a sudden. He said it'll be flying fine, and all of a sudden it just does something stupid. Well, I think I figured out what the stupid was. And so it should be fine now. So I'm probably going to go. I know for certain I'm going Saturday, but I might go fly tomorrow too. I'm just kind of in the mood to go fly some planes. I fixed a couple of planes, and I'm in the mood to go fly some planes. So I'll probably go flying tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. And we'll test it out and see if it's all right. I suspect it's going to be. I really do. I really think that was the problem. It just makes perfect sense for what Greg described as what it was doing, and finding that flap being able to move vertically about a half an inch out of the wing. Yeah, that would not have been a good thing at all, for sure. No, this is a Flex Innovations plane, Mike. This is this is the small RV8. They have a big one. I have that one too, and a little one. This is what they call the 10 RV10. The big one's the RV60, and this is the RV10. RV8, but E10. I think it's E10. Yeah. So. Was your model supposed to have a pilot in it, Randy? Because I bought the Bayhawk from Tower. That's a Phoenix airplane. It doesn't have a pilot in it either. Wow. And then you didn't get the pilot. Well, good. I'm glad they're sending you a pilot. Yeah, this pilot is not even taped in. It's just a interference fit. You take the canopy off and just grab the base of the pilot, and you can pull them right out of the cockpit. So it's really easy to take him out and paint him, and then put him back in. Okay, I'll tell Paul. Well, I'll tell everybody. So Paul, you remember when I said my tank won't shoot the BBs? I figured out why it wasn't shooting the BBs. Are you an elite member, Randy? A cheeseburger in it. No. Okay, so you guys know I got the Challenger tank first, okay? So the Challenger tank had two hatches on it. You open the one hatch to plug in the infrared sensor for having the war against another tank. And the other hatch opened to put the BBs in, to load the BBs. So the Abrams has the same thing. There's two hatches. The one where the sensor plugs in, and the other one I thought was where you load the BBs. That's not where they go. So I loaded them all in the wrong hole, and guess what? It won't shoot BBs when they're not loaded in the right hole. So I finally looked at the instructions, and I'm like, get the hell out of here. So, yeah, the other catch opens so you can glue in the, I think he's laying here. I don't think I took him with me to Birmingham. It comes with, yeah, here he is. It comes with this little guy right here. So if you want to, you can double side tape this guy here in that other, you open that hatch and you put him in it. You tape him down inside it. And that's the only reason that hatch opens. That's not where you load the BBs. You load the BBs in the same hatch where you plug in the sensor. Now on the other tank, the Challenger, they're different hatches, but not on the Abrams. The BBs go in the same hatch that you plug the infrared into. So when I put the BBs in the right hole, guess what? It started firing the BBs. Yeah, I'm a dork. Absolutely, I'll admit to that totally. I'm a total dork. I couldn't believe I did that. I just assumed, I know how to spell assume, but yeah, the two tanks are so familiar, they're so, similar that I just assumed that it would load the BBs in the other hatch, not the one that the infrared plugs into. But I was wrong. Yeah, you put your balls in the right hole. That's right. Yeah, well, I got my balls in the right hole now too, so they're working just fine. Yeah, I told that story to Jim earlier today. I think he dropped the phone. Yeah, I'm a dumbass. What can I say? Yeah, I had to laugh at myself on that one when I figured it out. I was like, you dumbass. So I already had a warranty claim called in. So the guy asked me to, he wanted me to make a video, just to show him that it doesn't work. And so I got the camera all set up and everything. I was all ready to do it. I took all the yellow BBs out. I put the orange BBs in to see if those would work, and they didn't work. And then I went and got the instructions just wanted to double check one more time. And yeah, that's where it says to put the BBs in the hole where the infrared plugs in. And I'm like, what? So, yeah. So anyway. So, and Jim's still laughing. Yeah, I read that post on Jeff's show, Randy, that your Phoenix model didn't come in very well. Yeah, Jim called me on the phone to tell me about that otter, the one at Banana Hobbies. Yeah, I called him. What day did I call you, Jim? Wednesday. Yeah, I called him Wednesday because, was it Wednesday or Tuesday? I think it was Wednesday. Because I won a couple of airplanes off the RC for You 77 bid. I won 2 bids, and I had to call him and tell him, I had to share I sniped 2 airplanes off of. But you know what, Jim? I won't be buying anything else from everything's $49.99 shipping now. I'm not paying $50 to ship nothing. So, until they lower their shipping prices back down, I'm not buying anything else from them. Even the little planes now are $50 to ship. That's just stupid. I don't know what they're thinking. $34.99 was way too much. They were $19.99 for shipping on everything. Now everything's $50. So yeah, no more planes for me. I ain't buying nothing else. Yeah, I haven't started putting my Bayhawk together yet from Phoenix, but everything looks good. And Rich, my buddy that works at Horizon, told me to check the landing gear because they were sending out wings that were made for air retracts, but sending electric retracts with it. And then they were sending out like a nose gear was air, but the mains were electric, and yeah, all kinds of a mess. So I checked mine, and I'm pretty sure I know everything's electric, and I got the controller and everything, so that's good. And the mounts in the wing look like they're for the electric, so I think I'm okay. I'm hoping anyway. I haven't started fooling with that one yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm okay on that one. Yeah, Ken Bird, but I just shipped a canopy that weighed practically nothing to Michael Roach, and I shipped 4 batteries, 4 big batteries, 6S 5000 packs to Wild Bill, and it cost me 20. And let's see, Wild Bill lives in Tucson, Arizona, and Michael Roach lives up in French Lick, Indiana or Illinois. One of those. Anyway, it was $20 to send the canopy to Michael and $24 to send 4 pounds, at least 4 pounds of batteries to Wild Bill, and that was through FedEx. So I thought that was very reasonable, So yeah, I can't imagine why they're charging $50 to send that little SR-71 that Horizon came out with. They've got another one on the bid right now, and I think they want $50 to ship that one. I only paid $34 for mine, $34.99 shipping, but yeah, I think $50 is ridiculous. Yeah, I wasn't real upset about the price of your canopy shipping. I mean, I figured it was going to be a little high, but I was blown away by Wild Bill's batteries. I mean, my God, that package weighed a ton, and it was only $24. It was $4 more than your canopy that weighed nothing. I mean, holy shit! I mean, that canopy weighs grams. And the box weighed more than the canopy, but the batteries were heavy as fuck, and it was only $4 more than yours. I couldn't believe it, so I was really happy about that. So yeah, I was blown away by that. I couldn't believe it. I thought I was going to take it up the ass, so I'm sending those batteries to Bill, but they were fine. So. He'll probably get the batteries tomorrow if he didn't get them today. Right. So both packages were, I would say, overall dimensions. They were slightly different shapes, but overall dimensions were about the same. They were pretty close to the same size box. But one box weighed, I don't know, 30 ounces. And the other box weighed over 4 pounds. So, and the price difference was $4. So I don't know. That was weird. Well, see, Randy, you had to buy 3 of them, and then you would have got free shipping. What the hell? Haven't you learned anything in this show? You got to buy 3 if you want free shipping. Kenny F. and Rogers, what's up? Dan Zimmerman, what's up? Good to see you, man. I saw you pop in earlier. I meant to say hi. So Paul, is Greg Rowland still in here? He hasn't said anything. He was in here before, but I don't know if he's still in here. Anyway, so I could go get my Abrams tank and shoot some bullets at you now. If anybody wants to watch that. No participants tonight in the karaoke show? Why? What the hell happened? Is there a big ball game on or something? What the fuck? Yeah, I think he left. I don't know if he's mad that I fixed his airplane so pretty and figured out what was wrong, or I don't know. I mean, I hope he's not mad. You know, like I said, it wasn't his fault. Like I said, I had this plane inside out, upside down, and I didn't catch it until I actually had to adjust the linkage on that very flap. I wouldn't have caught it either. I would have flown the plane with the flap still fucking up. So I was really glad I had to adjust that flap because I wouldn't have found it. I pulled on everything. I was checking the surfaces. You could pull on it, it was fine, but if you pushed up on it, it would hinge out of the wing. It was just goofy as fuck. So have I sorted out the IR? What do you mean sorted out the IR? Unless are you talking to the other Kenny? Yeah, I'm not used to that. Oh, everybody's recovering, you think, huh? Is it cold there tonight? Well, did everybody's temperature drop way the hell down? You know, it was 48 degrees this morning here. It's still 66 right now. Slappy, what's up? How many a year? How many do I get? I get at least 5 a year. That's how I got so old so quick. Thank you, Spence. Yeah, it stayed in the 50s all night. It wasn't until about 6:30, 7 a.m. that it went down to 48. You know, it waited just before the sun come up to drop into the 40s. So, yeah, correct, Mike. Yeah, the tanks have infrared detectors for shooting each other. There's a infrared laser type thing on the next to the gun, and and then they give us the sensor, and you just have to plug it in if you want to have a war. You just plug the sensor in, and there's a magnet mount on the top of the tank, and you just stick it on the magnet, and you know, and then you have at it, and you shoot each other, and the first one to get 5 hits, I think it's 5 hits, the tank is disarmed. You're down for like 30 seconds. You know, you can't move the tank, you can't do anything, it's dead. And then it starts back up, and you can continue the war. But yeah, it's, you know, we never got a chance to do any of that at Birmingham. It was so windy and chilly that nobody wanted to hang out at night, fool around. Everybody pretty much, you know, I mean, we were out there, but I don't know. We were doing some flying, but we just didn't get. I didn't get a chance to hang out with Paul McNeil at all. And you know, we said hi, you know, as we were walking by each other, but we never, you know, I was sitting down with Big Jim and Paul Ballard. McNeil never, he wasn't never there at that time, and then he would be there with them, and I'd be flying or something. So yeah, I never really got to sit down with Paul. That sucked. We had a great time last year. So. The diehard was out, me being one. Is still up Terra looking. Is there a football game on tonight? Is that where Wrights is not in here? Is he watching football? So I have a little more news to share. Might as well. What the hell? I sniped 2 planes off of eBay from that RC for You 77 guy. One was a Carbon Z T28 bind and fly that had some shipping damage. The aileron and the flap, I think on the right wing, I believe, got rolled over because the box got crushed and it rolled the aileron and the flap, the edge of it, over. Well, I could steam that straight back out, no problem, touch up the paint, it'll be fine. And that was pretty much all that was wrong with that plane. There was some compression next to it on the root of the wing where it hits the fuselage, but again, a little steam, it'll be perfect. And that's all that was wrong with it. And I won it at $483. It's $649 normally. So I got it for $483. So that was a good deal. So that'll be here Monday. And I'm going to repaint it after I fix the damage. I think I'm going to repaint it the China Lake scheme. And for you guys that aren't familiar with that, the fuselage is like a dark gray-blue color. The tail's red, and then the wings are yellow, I think with red stripes on them. And it's a really cool scheme. I almost ordered my Legend hobby plane that color scheme. I was going to do it, and then I chickened out. So so now that I'm going to have two of the yellow Carbon Z T28s, I think I'm going to paint the second one, the one that's coming in, the China Lake scheme. So, and then the other one I bought was the SR-71, and I didn't buy it to fly it. I bought it for a display piece because I'm getting ready to build my hobby room, and we're going to go get that big, this wall unit behind me, this white wall unit. We're going to buy one that looks just like this. It's very similar, and we're going to IKEA Sunday to get it. And when I get it here and build my wall and put this up, I want the SR-71 probably sitting over here where the TV is. There'll probably be a TV there, and I'll probably have it sitting under the TV on display. And that's what I bought it for. So I didn't want to pay full price for it because I ain't never going to fly it. I didn't buy it to fly it. So I got that one I got it for $177, and it's brand new, never been flown. No damage. It was, still in the box. So I saved money on a plane that I'm never going to fly anyway. So, but it's going to look really cool sitting in the background here. So that's why I bought it. So I'll get both of those are supposed to come Monday. The race is on because the Carbon Z T28 is coming FedEx, and the SR-71 is coming UPS, and they both left today. The only difference already, FedEx had the box in their possession at like 6 o'clock, and UPS did not. They didn't have it yet. They had a ticket, but they didn't have the plane yet. So FedEx is leading right now. We'll see which one gets here first. So, but right now FedEx is killing it. So. No, Kenny, I didn't see you.